All right, May 3rd, 2025. I'm John. In terms of manifestations, I am seeing slight change, not enough to, not like winning the lottery or anything like that, but I have seen a small shift in terms of finances that has happened probably over the last like 3 or 4 days. And it was more like after I made the video yesterday and then into today, some things have happened. So I am seeing a small shift there. Something I wanted to go over just real quick, because I talked about some techniques that I've been using that Elmer recommended. And the biggest, I talked about the biggest thing is realizing that we're living in a simulation, and that is the biggest thing in my waking hours. Like, just when things come up, problems come up, quote unquote problems and quote unquote things that look negative. Now I'm just, anytime I feel like that, I get a little like pain here in my chest. It's almost like a warning or an indicator that I'm about to react to something. So as soon as I feel that, it reminds me that to look at it like it is a simulation, and to use whatever's happening in my experience that I'm seeing or that looks negative. That's actually information coming back to me that either I need to change my perception towards this, or I just need to realize that this is kind of like the I was talking about the projector. Like, this is the projector, and the world you see in front of you inside your mind is the projector, and the world you see is the projection. I like to look at it as a movie reel. Like, you've already put a movie in there that's been playing. Okay, so when you start applying this stuff, there's still reel that has to play out before the new reel that you're implementing can start playing in your experience. So a lot of times when I look at this and I see things happening, instead of what I used to do with Abraham, which is thinking, how am I attracting this? Or why is this in my experience? I'm doing everything and feeling good. Now I just look at it as, okay, this is something that is in my world now that is from the thoughts and how I was reacting to this simulation weeks ago or months ago. And so this is playing out, and a lot of the things that I've been seeing totally make sense, and they have been cycles, because you have the same people doing the same things or having the same conversations and the same reactions. And if they're reacting a certain way and I'm reacting a certain way, then that's going to just continue. Anytime something comes up, it's like a trigger. And if you're being triggered and they're being triggered, you both trigger each other in certain ways, and it just continually repeats itself. So whatever you're giving negative energy to and reacting to, that's what you're recreating in your experience. So now, as soon as I feel that, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a simulation, I either just need to chill out and just let it pass, or change my perception right now and maybe help the situation instead of becoming defensive about it. And so now it takes on it takes on a new energy if that's going to come back through the projector. If that situation comes up again, it's going to be completely different, and I'm going to respond to it completely different, and the person is going to look at me completely different. So that's the simulation, okay? But the other, definitely the biggest thing, that's the biggest thing in my waking hours. But the thing that has changed everything is falling asleep or putting myself in a feeling state of what I want and acting as if I already have it while I'm falling asleep, bringing myself to that gently, bringing myself to that feeling space, imagining that I'm going to sleep in the house that I want, feeling as if I'm that person, that I'm already that person that I want to be. And so what this has done over the past 4 or 5 weeks, and I started to notice this probably a day or two after I started falling asleep like this, I started to notice like a new energy, like I wanted to do things, and I started looking around the house and noticing things that were out of place. David used a great analogy. If you've ever seen that movie Unlimited with Bradley Cooper, where he takes that pill, and then he goes back to his apartment and he closes the door and he looks at his apartment and he sees it in a totally different light. He's like, how was I living like this? So that is the first thing that started happening. And I just started organizing and cleaning, and it's almost like, just getting my external world in order. And it wasn't like I made a to-do list to do it. I would just be walking around the house and I'd see something that had been that way for months, and then I would rearrange it and change it. So as soon as I started noticing like that kind of stuff happening, and it's just built upon itself. I started working out a lot more consistently than I had been in years. And then I created a to-do list. I didn't say I'm going to create a to-do list tomorrow. One day I woke up and I just started putting stuff on a list, and now I have a to-do list every day. And then, after that, I watched the video where David's, talked about being non-negotiable with your to-do list. And so now whatever's on my to-do list, it gets done. It's just, I talked about this with my wife because I've created to-do lists for years, and they probably wouldn't last more than a couple days, where I'd just start looking at stuff that was a little more challenging to do than other things, and that would just stay on my list for like a couple days, and I'd keep holding it over until the next day, until I just the to-do list just fell off, and I just got rid of it altogether. So just healthy, just eating healthier, just this, ordering this, and just looking at the world completely different, and there's just so much that has changed, and most of it, all of it, was in part to beginning to fall asleep in the wish fulfilled. And so a lot of this stuff that I'm doing during the day, a lot of these techniques, what I'm doing those for is just trying to keep myself in as close to that state as I can throughout the day. It's like I'm just practicing and during the day. And then so when I actually have to play the real game, which is falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, in that feeling, feeling like I already have it, so I can impress the subconscious mind, it's just so much easier to do than if I just, I guess, woke up and just let my mind just going to negative thoughts all day. Because if I did that, then it would be a lot more challenging at night to just do that during the day, and then all of a sudden at night, okay, let me start thinking good thoughts, and that would just be, it'd be a lot harder that way. All right, so during the day, I've been doing these exercises and the walking meditations and the gratitude, just to keep myself in that good space. So huge changes internally, and it's seeming like things are starting to turn a little bit in the physical realm over the last 3 to 4 days. So I will keep you apprised, and I will make another video tomorrow and each day moving forward. It's on my list, so it's non-negotiable. So even if I don't have a lot to say, I will be making a video and staying consistent with these videos. So hopefully you stay with me and continue with me on this journey, because I'm telling you, and I feel some huge things are coming. So love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye.